Good morning, Future M. I'm back in the office with Steve-O Wonderfuls over there. You can only see the bottom half of him. And working on the masking machine. Oh, I'm really loving this mask. So pretty. And of course, when you turn opacity off, it looks horrible. But with the opacity turned on, it's beautiful. These like artifacts are also introduced by the way that I did the UV mapping, but mostly it doesn't show up in Unity, so let's hope. Callie informed me that she is way too bored for all of this sitting in front of screens, so she and I are going to the park, and then we're gonna go to the grocery store, because doggos need adventures! Callie Doggets! And I came to Glen Park to run around, and one of my favorite things about this park is this solar calendar. It has this giant glass ball at the top that the sun shines through, and it burns a line for every day. You can sort of see the sun right there. And it's great because you can see like where it was super foggy and the sun couldn't get through, and then like where it was super hot, and then as the days shift and get shorter, and yeah, it's really cool. So I recently got a few questions about the why and what of my amnesia, so I'm gonna answer a few of your questions. So let's start with how I got this way. On my 10th birthday, I got very severe carbon monoxide poisoning. The poisoning damaged my brain and my nerves and some of the other systems in my body. And one of the symptoms of that damage was that I have no long-term memory. What that means is that sometimes when I'm prompted, I can remember something 2 years ago, but most of the time I can only remember back, a year to a few months. So it's not as though I forget everything immediately, but over time my memories get erased. And one of the ways that Steve and I cope with this is that he often tells me about things that have happened, and so sometimes I can remember a story he's told me, but unless it was recently, I don't remember the actual event that the story is based on. This happens sometimes with photographs too. I was recently going through the archive of all of our photographs, and I found some from our trip to China. And so I can tell you, for example, that I was in a wheelchair when we went to China because there are photographs of that, but I can't really tell you about the experience of being there. One interesting thing about my amnesia is I have no autobiographical memory. In other words, I can't remember the experience of anything, but I can remember some spatially oriented things, like the layouts of places that we've lived, or the layouts of offices that I've worked in. I just don't remember anything that happened in those places. And I continue to build my mental map of the city. So I don't tend to lose skills. I don't tend to lose geographical data, but I do lose timeline, experience, and autobiographical data. This is Manila Market. this new kind of candy while I was in Manila. Sweet and sour tamarind balls. Alright, let's try this. Oh, they're very dense. I guess they have tamarind seeds in them. Whew, it is sour. It's really good though. Heck yes. Strawberry and peach lunch. I pulled myself out. I gave myself a migraine by going outside. So now I'm laying here in bed. I guess I'm kind of foggy too. I'm watching season 2 of Take My Wife and slowly recovering. I think I wanna capture this part is to remember the changing intensity and nature of my brain damage. Oh, that was slow.
We just got OpenCV installed on Charlotte, which is this little mint machine down here, the corner, on top of the old minis. There's another that's her actual screen down there to the right, but I'm like remoting into her, so easier to do development that way. But this is the sample that comes with OpenCV, one of the Python samples. It's an edge detector. It's just kind of fun. Like we have the lights real low in here because M has a migraine right now. It's photophobic, but I discovered you can play with these little thresholds, and you can kind of like, and then you can also kind of like paint with a light, paint edges with the light.
So what, you're moving the desk lamp?
Yeah, I'm moving that lamp through the room.
Oh, don't shine it at me.
Oh, sorry. And it's sort of like, and right there you can see a cat shape.